Are you going to Scarborough Shoal? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Ready to catch some big fish?
What are you talking about, Chris?
Our fishing trip you told me about.
You know, a fishing trip was a code word, right, for going to the Scarborough Shoal?
The Scarborough Shoal, the disputed territory where the Chinese Coast Guard is patrolling?
Yeah, that's Scarborough Shoal.
Okay. It's like 2 or 3 hours there and back, right?
Okay, it's 19 hours
19 hours round trip?
each way.
Okay. Where's our yacht? So instead of the nice, relaxing fishing trip I thought we'd be going on, we're going on a 120-mile journey to the Scarborough Shoal in the middle of the South China Sea. That's the center of a hotly contested territorial dispute between the Philippines and China. So, how do we get there? Why, we're hitching a ride on a Filipino fishing boat. We're gonna be traveling in style.
The Bubhoy Fishing Boat. Joining the China Uncensored team are 3 members of the Philippine Daily Inquirer, the biggest newspaper in the Philippines. Little do they know what they're getting themselves into.
Yarr! Shiver me timbers! Row faster, you lazy dog! Hi, Captain!
Are you guys gonna do this the entire trip?
Yarr! We be seamen! You wouldn't understand, you landlubber! Landlubber!
We've done several episodes on the South China Sea, but being here, knowing the Chinese Coast Guard could be just over the horizon, feels a little different. I'm sure we'll be fine, but just in case.
Hey guys, where can I get a life vest?
Oh, I don't think there are any left, Chris.
What? Well, I guess the Filipino fishermen don't wear any, and they're all right.
Oh, you didn't tell them about the...
Oh, well, I mean, it was back in March.
What happened?
This ship got rammed by the Chinese Coast Guard, but I'm sure...
This ship got rammed by the Chinese Coast Guard?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go talk to the captain. Can you tell me a bit more about the Chinese Coast Guard ramming this boat? How they drove into it?
I'm afraid. Because my son is driving this boat. When they drive this boat.
So what was the situation like back in March for the fishermen?
Yeah, based on the accounts of our Filipino fishermen, they have been driven away by Chinese Coast Guard vessels when they try to get closer to the shore. So some of their boats were rammed by these Chinese Coast Guard vessels.
Like this boat?
Like this boat that we're riding on right now. And the Chinese Coast Guard even use water cannon to drive away our Filipino fishermen.
Which also happened to this boat,
Yes,
too.
exactly right.
Not exactly reassuring. But despite the dangers, Filipino fishermen keep trying to come back. Not only can they catch far more fish near the shallow waters of the Scarborough Shoal, the lagoon inside is also a safe haven during dangerous storms. Except when the Chinese Coast Guard blocks you for 4 years. But a few weeks ago, Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte met with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. Now there are reports the Chinese Coast Guard are letting some Filipino fishing boats at least go close to the shoal. So we're off to see just how close.
Well, it's dawn in the South China Sea. Fishermen are taking a moment to see if they can catch some fish, and then we'll head off to the Scarborough Shoal, where we'll be holding a fan meetup with the Chinese Coast Guard.
The fishermen we spoke to have different opinions about the Scarborough Shoal. Some of them would be happy to be able to fish there again. Others are concerned that President Duterte may have weakened the Philippines' claims to the area. But none of them want the Chinese Coast Guard hanging around.
So Matt, it's been about 19 hours now. We should be seeing this shoal pretty soon, right?
I just talked to the captain. It's gonna be 27 hours.
That's cool.
Captain's log. Feels like we've been on this boat forever. I think I may be coming down with something.
Shelly! Shelly! Is this scurvy?
Chris, we've only been on this boat for like 24 hours.
But is it scurvy?
Captain's log. Hour 24.5. They're all plotting against me.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck? The best Batman is Lego Batman.
Captain's log. Hour 24.6. I am alone. I have only one true friend.
It's just you and me now, Milson. What?
We're almost at the shoal.
Oh, great, let's go.
11 miles out from the shoal. The captain tells us that usually here, the Chinese Coast Guard would already be forcing us back. No sign of them yet.
Well, we are approaching the Scarborough Shoal, which means we are within China's 9-dash line. That's the boundary of what they claim is Chinese territory. And we've spotted around 9 Chinese Coast Guard vessels. We can maybe make them out just over that way. So, with just luck, we have no idea what's going to happen.
It's a little more intimidating than I imagined. We are dwarfed by some of the larger Chinese vessels, including the 2 guarding the lagoon entrance. The captain is too nervous to approach them, so we're going around the side in small boats to avoid being intercepted.
Well, we've finally made it to the Scarborough Shoal. It used to be that Filipino, Malaysian, Vietnamese fishermen would all come and fish here at the same time. They would even meet together and eat on the shoal. But in 2012, China asserted its claim to the region, and all that stopped. As you can see, it's high tide, so you can't see much of the shoal. But as far as I'm concerned, this territorial dispute is over. Oh, it's solid rock. What's that, Shelley?
It's coral.
Oh.
Sailing to the Scarborough Shoal has definitely made this territorial dispute more real for me, especially how it affects the lives of these ordinary fishermen caught up in circumstances beyond their control. For now, the situation seems to be as calm as the tranquil waters around the shoal, but out here on the open ocean, you never know what storms could be gathering just beyond the horizon. And so we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.
Man, that was the coolest thing we've ever done. Man, I can't wait to get back to Manila and have some lumpia.
You know it's another 27 hours back, right?
Oh.